Are you curious about the fascinating connection between ADHD and autism? If so, you're in the right place. In this video, we're diving deep into the overlapping traits, challenges, and nuances of these neurodevelopmental conditions. Stay tuned to uncover valuable insights that can change the way you perceive and support individuals with ADHD and autism spectrum traits. Let's explore together. Let's understand autism and ADHD. Autism makes it tough for kids to connect with others and communicate like most children do. They might have specific interests they stick to all the time, and following a strict routine is crucial for them. For example, imagine a child who loves dinosaurs and talks about them constantly, wanting to play with dinosaur toys every day. According to the National Survey of Children's Health, about 2.8% of children aged 3 to 17 have autism, and this number is increasing. Now, ADHD is different. Kids with ADHD struggle to pay attention and control their impulses. They might fidget a lot, interrupt others, or have trouble waiting for their turn. Think of a child who can't sit still in class, always tapping their foot, or doodling on their notebook, or who blurts out answers without raising their hand. The American Psychiatric Association reported that ADHD affects between 5 to 11% of children. As parents and healthcare professionals, it's essential to recognize the signs of both autism and ADHD, so we can provide the right support and care for children who need it. Co-occurring ADHD and autism. Understanding the genetics. Understanding the genetics behind both ADHD and autism has been a recent breakthrough. Previously, clinicians often struggled to diagnose individuals with symptoms of both conditions, as they had to prioritize one diagnosis over the other. Before the DSM-5 update, having a diagnosis of autism typically meant excluding the possibility of an ADHD diagnosis. However, with the DSM-5 changes, individuals can now be diagnosed with both conditions simultaneously, marking a significant shift in how we understand and diagnose these neurodevelopmental disorders. Recent research, such as studies conducted by Sokolova et al. In 2017, has revealed a significant overlap in characteristics, genetics, and neurobiology between ADHD and autism. It's been found that a substantial number of children diagnosed with autism also meet the criteria for ADHD, ranging from 22% to 83%. Similarly, a significant percentage of children diagnosed with ADHD show significant traits associated with autism, estimated between 30% to 65%. Twin and family studies have consistently shown a significant genetic overlap between ADHD and autism, with approximately 50% to 72% of contributing genetic factors being shared between the two conditions. This suggests that there's a complex interaction of genetic influences contributing to the co-occurrence of both conditions. Despite this overlap, it's essential to note that individuals may exhibit elevated traits of ADHD within the autism spectrum, or vice versa. This indicates that having a purely ADHD or purely autism presentation is rare, and significant trait overlap is more common than previously believed. As parents and healthcare professionals, understanding these genetic overlaps can guide us in offering better support and interventions for children with both ADHD and autism. Trait overlap. Shared characteristics of ADHD and autism. Traits shared between ADHD and autism impact how the brain processes information and manages various functions. These conditions influence executive functioning, attention processes, and sensory processing. Here are some examples of these overlapping traits. Executive functioning difficulties. Executive functioning challenges are prevalent in both ADHD and autism. These difficulties encompass tasks such as organizing activities, remembering information, staying focused, making decisions, and regulating attention. For example, a child with ADHD may struggle to organize their school materials and complete homework assignments on time. Similarly, a child with autism may find it challenging to remember instructions and maintain focus during classroom activities. Social difficulties. Social challenges are common in individuals with both ADHD and autism, albeit for different reasons. Those with ADHD may face difficulties due to inattention and impulsivity, making it hard to pick up on social cues. Conversely, individuals with autism may struggle with understanding social cues, body language, and the complexities of social interactions. For example, a child with ADHD may interrupt others during conversations and have trouble waiting their turn in group activities. In contrast, a child with autism may have difficulty initiating conversations and interpreting nonverbal cues, such as facial expressions. Interoception issues. Interoception, the ability to perceive internal signals like hunger, thirst, and emotions, is vital for regulating emotions effectively. individuals with poor interoception may struggle to accurately sense and respond to their internal states. For example, a teenager with ADHD may have difficulty recognizing when they are feeling hungry or thirsty, leading to irregular eating and drinking habits. Similarly, a teenager with autism may find it challenging to identify and manage their emotions, such as recognizing when they are feeling anxious or upset. Time perception. Time perception, often linked to interoception, can be altered in individuals with ADHD and autism. This may manifest as difficulties in accurately estimating the passage of time or managing schedules effectively. For example, a child with ADHD may lose track of time while working on a task and struggle to complete it within the allotted time frame. Likewise, a child with autism may have difficulty transitioning between activities due to challenges in understanding the concept of time. Sensory sensitivities. Sensory sensitivities are common in both ADHD and autism and can affect how individuals interpret and respond to sensory information from their environment. For example, a child with ADHD may become easily overwhelmed by loud noises or bright lights, leading to distraction and discomfort. Similarly, a child with autism may experience heightened sensitivity to certain textures or smells, causing distress in certain situations. Hyperactivity, repetitive movement, stimming. Engaging in repetitive movements, known as stimming, is a behavior observed in both individuals with autism and ADHD. Additionally, fidgeting, often seen in ADHD, can resemble stimming behaviors observed in autism. For example, a child with autism may flap their hands or rock back and forth as a way to self-soothe or regulate their emotions. Similarly, a child with ADHD may tap their feet or drum their fingers as a means of releasing excess energy or maintaining focus. Hyperfixation special interests. Hyperfixation and hyperfocus, involving intense concentration on specific interests or activities, are common characteristics among individuals with both ADHD and autism. For example, a teenager with ADHD may become deeply engrossed in a video game or hobby for hours on end, exhibiting hyperfocus on their chosen activity. Likewise, a teenager with autism may develop a strong passion for a particular subject or topic, displaying hyperfixation on their area of interest. Emotional regulation. Emotional regulation poses challenges for individuals with both ADHD and autism due to differences in brain circuitry, interoception issues, and sensory processing. For example, a child with ADHD may struggle to control their temper when feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, leading to outbursts of anger or aggression. Similarly, a child with autism may have difficulty expressing their emotions or understanding the emotions of others, resulting in feelings of confusion or isolation. Rejection sensitivity dysphoria. Rejection sensitivity dysphoria, characterized by extreme emotional reactions to perceived rejection or criticism, is prevalent among individuals with both ADHD and autism. For example, a teenager with ADHD may experience intense feelings of sadness or worthlessness after receiving negative feedback from a teacher or peer. Similarly, a teenager with autism may feel overwhelmed by anxiety or fear of rejection in social situations, leading to avoidance behaviors or social withdrawal. Spotting the difference. Identifying whether a person has ADHD, autism, or both can be challenging due to the significant overlap in symptoms. Here are some factors to consider when assessing individuals suspected of having either condition. Social differences. Understanding social differences between ADHD and autism involves examining the root causes behind these challenges. In ADHD, social difficulties often stem from impulsivity and inattention, while in autism, they arise from difficulty interpreting common social cues. Unlike individuals with ADHD, who may grasp social cues when focused, those with autism struggle with intuitive social understanding, relying more on cognitive analysis. For example, a child with ADHD may talk excessively, interrupt others, and struggle to listen attentively. In contrast, a child with autism may find it difficult to engage in reciprocal conversation and may use repetitive or robotic language patterns. Additionally, individuals with ADHD typically display higher social motivation compared to those with autism. Assessing response to routine disruptions. Observing how individuals respond to changes in their routine can help distinguish between autism and ADHD. While sensory sensitivities, special interests, and repetitive movements may be common in both conditions, a key difference lies in how individuals cope with changes. For instance, autistic individuals often react strongly to external disruptions, showing heightened emotional responses such as irritability, anxiety, and stress. Understanding their reaction to disruptions provides valuable insights into their neurodivergent profile. Differentiating repetitive behaviors from hyperactivity. It's important to distinguish between repetitive behaviors and hyperactivity, as they can sometimes be mistaken for each other. To do so, it's essential to understand the purpose behind the behavior and the individual's internal experience. For example, a child with autism may engage in repetitive movements, known as stimming, as a way to self-soothe or regulate their emotions. On the other hand, a child with ADHD may exhibit hyperactive behaviors such as constant fidgeting or restlessness due to an excess of energy. Understanding these distinctions can help parents and healthcare professionals accurately identify and support individuals with ADHD, autism, or both conditions. If you found this information insightful, we encourage you to watch our next video, where we delve deeper into practical strategies for managing ADHD and autism spectrum traits in everyday life. See you there.